And yeah, so that's what we want to do. The reason why we want to stick to a small champion pool is so we could actually learn advantages and all the disadvantages, all the points of our strength and weakness of this champion. And most importantly, when we are clearing jungle, we don't need to focus on the actual camps. We can actually focus on the game and look at what's going on in the lane. Because obviously, as junglers, that is really important. But yep, nothing really much to say about the OPGG. Just stick to one role and small champ pool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm here because I play Xin Zhao a lot and I got like to 100 top Xin Zhao in world, but I just want to improve my jungle game to
Mhm.
learn to carry games more.
Yep. Okay, so let's jump into the VOD. Okay, so here's the VOD, or here's the matchup. So, okay, what are we thinking about the matchup so far? Let's start at top, for example. What are we thinking? What is the game plan we are going with in the game?
Sorry. Uh, should I open your stream to see your
Uh,
screen?
you open my stream in Discord, yeah, to see my screen.
Second. Yeah, I do see.
All right, so you see now. Okay, so what are we thinking about this game so far?
So top lane on our side has very little kill pressure. I don't see him snowballing.
Mhm.
Uh, I don't want Akali to get fed, that's for certain. And our bot lane can snowball and carry the game heavily. So that's the side I'd play for.
Yep, Draven is obviously a really nice win condition to have because he's one of the best snowballist laners in the game. Um, there are a few things I'd like you to notice about the top lane matchup. Can I bring my fucking notes? Okay. So one thing is that they are double melee. That's right. But yeah. So one thing, he does have two defensive summoners. So he has Flash and Coast. So yeah, it can be pretty hard to catch him or catch the Darius. But one thing we do have on the on side is we have a lot of CC, right? On does a lot of CC, so that's gonna obviously enable you to deal your damage. And the other thing is he has Ignite. So we do actually have pretty solid kill potential in the top lane as well. But obviously, when we do have Draven later, we probably want to path towards the Draven. But a few things to kind of notice about this is that they're double melee. So again, what that means is I'm expecting a lot of trading because they will be so close to each other while last hitting minions. It's kind of easy for them to hit each other. Uh, Meanwhile, right? Double melee,
Yes.
expecting trading, during laning phase. So that's definitely something because obviously as junglers we always want to pick up the freebies. We always want to gank the low HP target, right? So again, when you do have double matchup, we can kind of expect that okay, someone might be low HP here. Khazix, I wouldn't really worry too much about Khazix. He can look to invade you. You can look to invade him. This matchup can go either way. But yep, you are obviously a stronger skirmisher than Khazix at the early game. And Kai's is probably stronger in the jungle than you are, but again, we can kind of do anything which we want with this information. But since we have so solid win condition in the bot lane, and we have gank potential on the mid lane as well, post 6, I would just focus on gank in this game instead of invading. But yeah, we definitely do have the invade option.
Yeah. I personally invade very rarely.
Okay, yep, that's just an option
I
we have if
hope.
we find nothing else. But yeah, again, um, we are stronger skirmish than classic. So yeah, again, we can look for 2v2s, 3v3s on the map and stuff like that. So one thing to note about the mid lane matchup. So one really important thing about the mid lane matchup. So this is kind of different to top lane, which is double melee, right? So here we have melee versus range. So what that usually means, this is kind of the general rule, is that the range champion pushes the wave. So the reason why the range champions so often in the games get to push out the wave is because again it's about the trading. So double melee they are trading while lasting minions, but range versus melee this guy is the only one who gets to trade pretty much against the Akali, right? Because the Akali just wants to last the minions, and then Lissandra gets a free hit them. So what that means is the minions are gonna switch aggro, and then it's gonna become a minion held advantage for the Lissandra side and stuff like that, which will cause a slow push. So what we can do with this information, where we do have range versus melee, we can maybe expect that, okay, maybe this guy will have prio in the lane, and I can maybe use that prio to invade the classics with Malisandra, stuff like that.
Yes.
Bot lane, Draven, really strong win condition. And obviously, bot lane usually also has the best kill potential. Especially when you do offer CC, because when you do CC summon, for example, the Jinx, there's two people who can actually chain the damage and the CC into them. So yeah, there is some win condition and bot lane in general, bot lane in general offers the best kill pressure. Yep. So probably this game, yeah, we should probably start patting towards the bot side. We don't really want to have a weak-sided draven, stuff like that. Especially given the nature of draven players, they tend to tilt really fast when they are they are not being babies.
True.
Also, the other thing to realize here is that Ornn is such a really good weak side champion, so he can really easily play kind of alone and play the lonely game. He can minimize really well.
Yeah,
So here, why we starting blue side? Is there a reason?
because of time. I don't know.
Okay, I think you can still make it in time to red side. I mean, you definitely can make it in time to
Yeah,
red side.
probably.
Yes. What I even do sometimes is when I'm playing Evelyn or Karthus, I can drop a ward here at 1 minute 10 seconds, and I can still run to my red side. So definitely, I would still start on the red side. The reason why again is because so we have determined that we want to gank the red side or the bot side. I mean, so what we want to do is we want to start on the opposite side of where we want to gank, right?
Yes. One note. I don't remember this game perfectly, but I think I went to invade his red because he wasn't there.
Okay, let's see. No, he wasn't right here. Okay, so we do see that we are patting with this Xin Zhao. I mean this uh, khazix. Okay. So yeah, what this means that maybe we can expect to meet him on the scuttle here on the top side, or maybe we can look to invade these reds or blue or whatever. Right?
Yes.
Yep. Yep. Nothing fancy going on. We do 3 camps. So this is a moment when you do get level 3 when you're playing Xin Zhao. I always want to check the bot lane before I pat to my top side, just in case there's something going on. Right?
Yes. I always try to look mid if there's something happening, but not this game.
Yep. Yeah, but here I definitely would want to be clicking on this bot lane right now because the reason why I want to always check the lane which I'm patting away from at the start of the game is because if there's something going on, there's obviously something going on based on the minimap. But even if there is something going on at really low HP, it's much easier for me to make the decision to go gank bot when I'm on wolves than when I'm on raptors because then I obviously have a lot more distance to cover, right?
True.
We're patting away from at start of game, especially as early game jungler. So many Xings are, yeah, we need to do that at start of the
So
game.
I wanted to ask you one question. I play Halo Blades. I don't go for Lethal Tempo or Conquerors just for that reason, so have stronger kill pressure early game.
Yep.
Also, assassination later.
Yep. Yep, you can really easily set up that Q, triple Q knock up. Yeah, that's true. Also, one more thing to note about kind of map awareness here is that I don't need to be clicking on the lanes permanently, but when I wanted to click on lanes is when people are going on top of each other, or when you see kind of health bars going low here. So that's another thing. Uh, so basically, what you want to do as junglers, you want to always have eyes on the minimap. So one of the reasons why my minimap is so large, I play on 90 minimap, so it's basically double your size almost. Just so I
Yeah.
don't miss anything really, right? So
That's thing to think about, yes, as a jungler, actually.
yeah, we have to see kind of everything because we are the ones hitting the NPCs. Like no one is kind of trying to hit us while we are hitting the NPCs most of the time. So jungle is kind of the tracking role. We have to keep track of everything. But yeah, try to always keep eyes on minimap. Click on lanes when people going on top of each other. That's a pretty good indication. Okay, there's a ward there. Our ward. Okay. Yep. So again, at the start of the game, we started on the same side as the khazix. So I'm kind of afraid of getting 3 can be invaded here. So if we do have a ward, just drop it here, right?
Yeah.
Just in case we don't get invaded, especially when they are playing and assessing like uh, Rengar, Kha'Zix in Italy, stuff like that. They can really easily invade us on this buff here. Yep. Okay, top lane catches up a kill. Does get traded in return. Okay. So now again, at this point of the game, when we are starting towards going towards the scuttle, again we have to think about, okay, what happened at the start of the game? The khazix started on the same side as me. He hasn't shown anyway, so again, I'm expecting him to be here. So basically, what I always wanted to consider when you enter river, you always have to consider river as an aggressive play. So every time uh, you enter river, think of it as an aggressive play. And basically, every time you're making aggressive play, you want to assess, okay, if I do find someone here, who's able to help me? So if you're looking at the top lane, no one, Ornn is all the way here. And if you're looking at the mid lane, maybe she can help. So if you do find khazix here, again, I want to start pathing towards the bot side. So khazix actually shows on the mid there, okay? So we just used our abilities of the Scala, which is really unfortunate. So now, can we really fight him? Okay, we do get our abilities back though. But yeah, so here we have to be really careful of, okay, we might run into khazix. So again, I wouldn't be using all my cooldowns on this guy instantly because, again, like I'm expecting this guy to be here. Again, based on the early game.
Yeah, I thought if he'd come out of blue, not be mid already. He probably
Yeah,
has
he
faster clear time.
yeah, he dropped some camps. He's only level 3 here, so he has dropped some camps. That's
Oh
why
yeah,
he's there so fast. But yep, he gets away with the skull, not a big deal. We do drive him out of the jungle here. I don't really mind. Yep. So again, you're pinging to gank, but again, what I want to know first is how low HP is this. This is a working gank, for example, stuff like that. But obviously, we have a lot of damage. His face checks are still really awesome. So let's see. Let's see. How can we recognize this is a good player? Uh, so Draven has no flash with this being ping. So this is really good actually. We are punishing the flash. Another thing is that we know that khazix cannot be here because we went our separate
yep.
ways here at this point. So this is really good. So we have basically freedom to go gank this because we know that khazix cannot be here because we just draw him out of his jungle. So I like this. But we kind of have to be careful of just walking into Darius. So again, what I always want to look out for before I decide to go for this gank, I want to check the HP of the enemy. But obviously he goes into a really bad place here. He's just walking next to a wall against Ornn. So yeah, we do catch him. Again, really good. Good. We have gank timer. Oh, we have numbers advantage on top. That's a big thing. We have numbers advantage on top play. If there was a risk of the khazix actually being there, it could be a lot harder to go for the 2v2 because obviously we have Ornn, and if they have khazix, Darius, it can go really bad really fast, right? But yep, we did have numbers advantage on top play. Uh, free to try gank. Yeah, and it worked out so awesome. But again, the big thing is that, okay, we know that khazix can't be here. Okay, I have freedom to go for an aggressive play here. That's the big thing I want to notice. So one thing about this, when we are walking out of base to our camps, back to our jungle, I always want to start at the outermost camp. So I want to start at Crump or Crux. The reason why I want to start
Yeah,
on that camp, I'm not sure if you watched my previous session, but we talked about this as well, is because if we do start by the wolves, we naturally go for the Crump, and then we are like, oh, there's no
yep.
play bot available or whatever, so then we have to walk over the wolves anyway again, right?
I was planning to go bot here or go for Drake, so that's why
Okay, yeah, then
I
this makes sense,
just
yeah.
maximized my timing
Exactly. Then
because I
this makes
know I'd
sense.
get
Yeah.
level
If you if
5.
yeah, yeah, yeah. If you do have a plan for going for the spot side play anyway, for the Drake or whatever, you have a really good reason to go there. Then yeah, this is good. But again, the default option, if you don't have anything absolutely sure, then yeah, let's start at the Chrome. Yep, this is good. Again, before you decide to go for a gank, I always want you to check the lane state first. Like, what's going on actually? I want to click on this lane before I decide, okay, I want to gank this, right? It's not always given that, okay, maybe the wave is like pushing in towards their team and the gank's never going to happen or stuff like that. But again, yeah, let's just click the lane before we before we decide the gank, just to get some information. Oh wow! Oh yeah, yeah. We do get a kill. Awesome. So this is why we played the same champion. This is really good. You definitely know your limits here. I love it. Wow, that's something I wouldn't have gone for since I have not played Xin Zhao a lot. Really awesome. We do get the kill. I don't really mind about the trading part here. Obviously, the kill goes to the support as well. But early game, especially when I'm playing junglers, especially when I'm playing carry junglers, I usually value me getting gold over the enemy getting gold anyway. So I like this. I like this trade. But yeah,
Yeah, because I also saw the waves I know that enemy AD carry would lose a lot from this.
Yep. Yep, that's a good part as well. So basically, when we're going for ganks, we have two values. The gained gold we get from the kill, and the other part is the lost gold or the gold lost the enemy loses from going for the player. This on is a really fucking menace this game. Holy shit, he's popping off.
Yep.
But yep, again, Khazix on the top side of the map. We have freedom to do anything here. This is really good. We can just
Yep.
go over this. No big problem here. Awesome, I love it. Basically, every time the enemy jungler makes a play on the opposite side of the map, that means that we have freedom on the bot side here. So again, I always want to look out for options first. Maybe there's an invade, maybe there's a gank, stuff like that. I can force the Drake, anything. Jungler shows on opposite side. We have freedom. So this is basically what we talk about when we talk about jungle tempo. Probably a term you have come across earlier. Or if you watch a lot of
Yep.
educational stuff, people always have to talk about tempo, tempo, tempo. So what that means is when the enemy jungler is top, obviously we have tempo on anything on the bot side because we get here before the enemy jungler is able to react, right? But yeah, here it's a straight pressure. He goes for the top play, it fails, we get the Drake. Really awesome, really good set of the game at this point. Also, one thing to notice, this on is a fucking menace here. So again, at this point, I would maybe even look forward to maybe ganking this on. Maybe for the Herald even. So what we could do, we could again like go kill this Darius who's really low HP when we do have the Arnold, and maybe transfer into the Herald. Another thing is as junglers, we always have to think about the objective. So we do get the Drake. Again, I want to think about the next objective. What do I want next? I want the Herald, right? Especially when we have such a strong top laner here. It's kind of easy to win the 2v2 or 3v3 or stuff like that, right?
Yes.
Yep, here we got 6. Let's see, looking for bot potential. Again, I want you to look at the lane before we decide this, right? So now we look at the lane and I was like, oh shit, can I go there? Stuff like that. So we do actually show on the way ward here as well. So one thing to note is that when people are hitting this ward, it actually becomes active while it's being hit. So if you hit this ward, they're gonna know
Oh,
you are here.
I thought the only person hitting is seen. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. But yeah, Nami hits a miracle bubble. Let's see. Okay, the gank does work out. How I would usually approach this gank is when I have Nami, I just want to wait for the Nami ult usually. See, Lissandra is coming to dive it. The Nami ult comes through. Oi, oi, oi. Okay, yep, pushing the wave again to make sure the Jinx loses as much as possible. Crash the wave again. Now this would be a good time to back off as well. Maybe we can take the plate. Maybe we can back off. Oh, we are actually waiting
Looking
for the
to
Jinx.
grab
Okay,
Jinx.
okay, okay. Yep, this is awesome. We are waiting for the Jinx. Yeah, just double down on the player. Yeah, his game is over pretty much now. Yeah, he's kind of fucked. So the reason, the kind of issue with this whole sequence is that now we lost the Herald, right? So this was kind of expected. So again, the enemy jungler is also using the same trick as we are. So I said, okay, we know the enemy jungler is topside. We have freedom to do whatever we want, right? So the Kha'Zix also doing the same. Obviously, when we are on the bot side making this extended play, we are kind of giving up the top side here. So we have to uh, try to realize, okay, which is more worth me getting all these camps and objective, or me getting this double kill here. Obviously, the double kill here is really good because the Lissandra comes as well, so we get to actually kill Jinx twice. It's really impactful for the Jinx. But we also have to think about, okay, we just lost this, lost the Drake, or lost the Herald, and potentially even lost all our 3 camps and stuff like that. But yeah, this is obviously really good. We can go for the regank since it's Sunrise here, so awesome, really good. Yep, now we maybe recall. Gotta get some top camps. Let's see, what are we thinking now?
Repeat gank. Because we obviously can take them on. And they have no idea I'm there.
So there are a few reasons why I don't like this. So one of the reasons is that we just ganked them already 2 times. So what that means, we have a lot of gold, right? Another thing
Yes.
is, we know that Kha'Zix took this camp here, or this Herald here. So Kha'Zix might actually come here instead, right? So there are a few bad reasons
Yes.
why I don't really want to go for this gank. Risk of Kha'Zix. So this is kind of red light, green light. Some theory kind of I've took away from Nathan Mott, who's another jungle coach. I'm gonna explain it in a bit. Risk of khazix being here, because again we already knew he took the herald. It's been a while. He probably has reset to the spot side. Risk khazix being here. We haven't recalled. Another thing is the Nami is actually not here, so I would like to wait for the Nami at least. So if it's a 3v3, at least it's a 3v3. Instead, we are kind of risking running into a 2v3 with the Draven here, right?
Yes.
So basically, what I would do, and in general, let's see, how much do we have? Almost 1800. How much is what are you going for? Eclipse, right?
I think I need a little bit, like 150 gold for it.
Okay, let's see. But yeah, I mean, the one thing we could have done, for example, is we could have reset at the same time as this Nami here, and then we could just run with the Nami down, right? So that way we don't kind of
Yeah,
end up wasting as much time, right? So because here we are
good
kind
idea.
of just fishing and waiting, right? So this is probably not what we want to do. Let's see. We do execute it really well though. Let's see. Yep, awesome. We do get the double. Really good. But let's see. Um, yep.
I waited just enough.
Yep, so this is really good. The good thing about this is that we are, yeah, we're just waiting for the enemy team to absolutely commit. So this is what we always have to do when we are playing carry picks. I kind of bait with my teammates' lives. So I don't really care if my teammate dies here if I get a double kill, right? But yeah, obviously the play goes well, but again, I'm not really too worried about the play going well. I'm more worried about I want to make this as consistent as possible. So the way to make this as consistent as possible to go spend the gold and stuff like that. But yep, we do get the kills here. Let's see, and we caress the wave against. This is really good. We did actually have the eclipse of 1650 there. But yep,
Yeah,
now we just want to recall as soon as possible. One thing about gold in pocket is I usually look to recall as soon as possible when I have more than 1500. Especially during early game, because when you only have Dirk and you recall it with 1500, you basically double your extra AD, right? Because it's such impactful amount of gold. So we usually don't want to fight with a lot of gold in our pocket, unless it's like a really clear that we can win this fight, stuff like that, right?
exactly.
In pocket. Yep. Okay, guess it shows. Okay, now at least I want to kind of leave. Draven has no mana. Bot lane's coming back. We have a lot of gold. Lissandra is coming here though, but yeah, we are kind of not in a good position to fight.
Yep.
Let's see, yeah.
So look back, what happened? They wanted to kill me.
Oh, that was really close. Holy shit.
I think yeah, Jinx hit me with all ulti as well.
Yep. But yep, here to spend as much gold as possible, and let's head back to the bot side now again. Drake is coming up, so yep, we want to play around the objectives, especially when we already have a Drake up, so and a winning bot lane at this point since we just camped it for so long and got away with a lot of kills. So yep, now we are really strong. We want to match the khazix to the bot side, maybe make some plays, stuff like that. But yep, definitely play around the objective timer here. Okay, so here we have to be really careful of walking up here. So the reason why is because our team is not able to be here yet. So we're kind of going for the steal here, I guess. But again, we have to play these
Yeah,
situations really patiently. So what we have to do is when we see that okay, the people are grouping up on Drake, always okay, where are my teammates? Where are my teammates? Can they help me? Again, this goes back to the start of the game. Entering river is always an aggressive play, right? So how we want to approach that is okay. I have to think who's able to help me if I do go in here, stuff like that. I probably wouldn't even die trying to steal this Drake. I don't really care that much. We do have a bounty here, and if we just wait for my team to get here, we can probably just kill everyone after they get the Drake, right? But
yep.
now we just kind of go 1v3. Three people are able to focus us, while no one in my team is able to help me, right? So yep, in skirmish and team fight, in general, let's put it up. In team fight, skirmish, especially during early game, is really important because you don't have enough damage to one-shot people. So in team fight and skirmish, we want to hit the target our team is able to hit. So again, we get to change the damage. So again, basically what the enemy team is doing here, because you can see how they have three people here able to hit you, while you can only hit one of them, right? So again, numbers advantage, and we want to be able to hit in the target to my team can hit. So this guy's focusing all three of you. It's bound to happen. It's what you should do. Stuff like that. And also what you should do in your ganks and skirmish. But yep. So now again, okay. So now I want to go back to hitting camps. We've been making plays on the bot side from dragon to dragon pretty much without hitting any camps. So now again, okay, time to hit some camps. So we don't fall behind too much in XP and gold. If this khazix just decides to go on a full clear montage, right?
Yeah.
Yep, really good. Awesome, a whole quadrant, I love it. Let's go. We probably look for the next one. Yep, there's not really much going on the lanes here. Okay, so now this we can maybe look out for Alessandro roaming with ult again. Do I go with him? Or another thing you can do is when your mid lane goes for this roam and we are kind of so behind, what you can do is you can just go mid and push in the wave. Again, if the Akali decides to roam, the Akali is going to lose other minions and stuff like that. So that's another thing we can kind of do. So there are two plays to make when mid lane is roaming. One, we either roam with them, or two, we hold their lane. We hold and push their lane. Or hold or push
Yeah.
their lane. So again, here, the reason why I would like to hold the lane instead of going to this place, because the play is already being made while we are all the way here. So maybe this, okay, let's catch the wave, for example, with that Kali pushes to stuff like that. So what usually mid laners do, for example, this Akali, they would probably roam with Alessandro, so it would be like a 3v3 or stuff like that. So at least if you don't have time to make it to the play, you can at least push the wave. Here, Akali is just pushing the wave. So let's see.
Yeah. That's my bad.
Yep. So here we do hold the wave. So really good. Yep. I don't. Yeah, this is not a bad play. This is fine. Uh, but again, I would
Yeah,
be on
she's
the
way
lane.
stronger.
Yeah. But I would be on the wave in anticipation to this Akali roaming with Alessandra here. So at least he like has to make a choice, otherwise he's gonna lose a lot. So basically, he would get punished for the roam or stuff like that. Here, Alessandra gets punished for the roam. You can see that, right? So yeah. But yep.
Yes.
Again, 1k gold, no camps up, 30 seconds to Herald. I would probably, again, just recall, spend my gold. And again, be as strong as possible for the team fight. That's the objective. That's the other thing we want to always be. We always want to kind of play around. Okay? Let's see.
Agreed for the turret.
Yeah. Yep. Awesome. So now we get a pick off before the Herald spawns. Really good. Khazix show spots that again. Freedom on the map. Awesome. Free Herald. Really love this. Good. So the one thing about this gank is I love this gank. The reason why I love this gank is because now again, what we always want to do and what junglers want to do in general is when we have the objective spawning on this side of the map, for example, or Drake on the bot side, we always kind of want to go for the gank before the Drake, right? Because it makes it so much easier for us to get the objective because they don't have the numbers to contest it. That's kind of the idea here. So really good. 15. Look for gank near before objective to make sure we have numbers. Make sure we have numbers advantage. Again, the easiest way to win a fight is to have more players than they have, right? Yep, Kazuma can play there. Let's see. Yep, so here, for example, we can look for the invade. Again, we can still go for the place here because Khazix is still on vision here. But yep, there's no camps up. On checks it. Awesome. So now we kind of arrived to the point in the game when people kind of start getting lost in the sauce. So what I want you to do at this point of the game, no objectives up. We just need to wait 1 minute for the objective. Here we can make picks around these ultimates. And otherwise, what I want you to do, I just want you to hit your camps. This is a really good time to just be hitting camps. Because even if your team dies here, I don't really care because they will be respawned by the time the objective spawns. So now it's a really perfect time to be hitting camps. But yep. Okay, so we do get the wolves. So really bad. Again, I don't want to fight because I have so much gold. So let's see. Yeah, he gets away. Okay, we do flash it.
It's crazy how he got so far, like, without jumping from bush to there.
Yeah. Okay, so we kind of really extended the play. One thing about Herald usage, second Herald usage, I always love to use it on sidelines first. The reason why I love to use it on sidelines, I can actually explain it a little bit later. Do we get Baron this game, for example? We can talk about Baron macro. I can't remember. Let's see. We probably get Baron at some point, right? Yeah, we do get Baron, so we're probably gonna talk about
Yeah,
Baron
I did.
macro. Yeah, okay. So it's gonna be the same as the Herald, second Herald macro there. But yeah. So basically, us. Also, one more thing: when we do commit to this Herald, again, like we are committing to staying on the map, and we have 2.5k gold. Objective up in 10 seconds. Again, we have to really play around the objective time and we have to show up on the objective as strong as possible. So I don't really want to fight for the objective. I have 2.5k gold, right? So again, it's kind of a sum of our decisions that we are in this position because we did have a good recall time, for example, here or after the wolves or stuff like that. Again, the play's already over in the mid lane. There's nothing really for you to do. He got away, stuff like that. Okay, I guess this is recall. Spent my gold. I have a fast recall as well. Being time for the Drake, right?
Yep.
We want to be as strong as possible for the objective fight. And the reason why we have to be so early, like on time for the objectives at this point of the game, because it's after the laning phase, so people don't really care about the lanes anymore. Like people kind of have free time to come for the objectives. So these objectives become teamfight objectives. People usually group for them as soon as possible. That's another reason why we always have to be on time on two objectives during mid game. Before the objectives spawn, then we have leisure time. We can go have a weekend at the spa, right? We can just go hit camps and make some money, stuff like that. But yeah. So we do get a pick on the side lane here. Again, what's going on? What's going on? I want to click. I want to click. I want to click so bad, man. People going on top of each other always means, okay, I need to click. I need to click. I want to see what's going on. Awesome. We do find a pick. Here again, I want to hit the target my team is able to hit. I don't want to go too hard on this guy here, the Darius, unless my team is able to be here. So again, you can see how we immediately get focused by two people. While no one is able to help us hit this guy, right? So now again, like we are in a
Yeah.
position, yeah. So you can see how this position can really easily throw fights and games and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely something to keep in mind of. Okay, I really need to be
Yeah.
mindful of my teammates' positions. Who is able to hit this guy if I'm hitting them?
Yeah. I was unlucky because Darius pulled me in just when I ulted him. I
Yeah,
wanted to throw them away.
yeah. For example, the fight here on the Senna was really good. You can see that. Okay, so now the Senna is you, right? He's in a position where two people can hit him and no one can help her. So you don't want to be the Senna, right? So again, this is how kind of we approach the
Yeah.
skirmishing and teamfight situation in general, especially when we are playing melee champ. But if you're playing like Sarah, it doesn't really matter. You can hit them from a mile away. But yep. Let's see. What do we buy? We go for Edge of Night, right?
Yeah, I really like the stats and the shield.
Yep, the shield is really nice. Uh, let's see, what do they pick? I don't really like the item though. I don't really think it's that good. The stats are kind of ass. It gives 50 AD, 10 lethality, 325 HP. So usually what the better items are, it's gonna be either Black Cleaver or even uh, what is it? Dead Stance. But yeah, usually if I build Edge of Night, I'm building it because I have some really important CC which is
Yeah.
gonna hit me. So for example, in this game, I don't really think there is one. The really big one you can dodge with it is like a Kali E, but that's pretty much it. Or Senna W, but again, like pretty easy to dodge skill shot. So I probably wouldn't build this. So
Yeah.
this is something I would probably
Well,
build if they have like Evelyn, who is like a really problematic or stuff like that, right? But yeah, I don't. Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, items are whatever. I
My
wouldn't.
reasoning is because I like some lethality, but the collector would be too greedy in this situation. But
Yeah.
yeah, even later in the game, you can see khazix typing that I have the dog build.
Mm,
But it worked for me because I could one shot people. So
yep. Let's see this fight actually. I'm just gonna focus on something else. Okay. I think your team is still like your team is kind of in the same position you were a moment ago. So they probably have a lot of gold in pocket. They've been just like they've been on the map for like 5 minutes again. Kind of low HP stuff like
yeah,
that. So I would maybe we could even keep out this Drake or just like at least make these guys recall. But yeah, we do commit for the fight again. Like it's out of your control, so I wouldn't mind about it. But let's see. So just slow down. This is a pretty hectic fight. Okay, there is jump. So yep, again, I don't want to beat this guy. 3 people able to focus this guy while again. So he's really bad position. So yep, we need to hit him there. Let's see again. Akali's gonna jump in. Maybe we can focus her. Yeah, we do get the bounty. But yeah, again, the reason these fights has go so bad because our team has a lot of gold in pocket. They haven't recalled stuff like that. Again, something we can't really control, but something we can control when we do it. For example, the fight we just took part in, when we hit 3k gold in pocket while fighting, right? Obviously, we don't want to do that.
Yep.
But yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about it. It's fine. Target selection here. Again, we just try to get this straight. Yep, it's fine. And we do get the bounty of the khazix, which is really good, of course. The bounty is really nice. So we're going for Dead Man's Blade, okay. So again, next
Yeah.
objective, Baron, that's what we need to think about. Yep, start at the bot side because we want to end up on the top side really good. So clearing some vision. Khazix shows alone, let's see. Okay, we get his ult, awesome. Really chasing him down, he gets away, wow. Do get a pick here, awesome. So again, we get a pick before objective, we get 2 picks. Okay, let's go Baron, awesome, really good. Again, we want to utilize the enemy death time as, and that's usually going to be by taking objectives, stealing their camp, stuff like that. But obviously when the Baron is spawned, it's always going to be more better than taking a turret or a few camps. So again, uh, a pretty good like decision to do when you get Baron is to recall again, because usually before we take Baron, we get some picks, we get some gold, we get stuff like that. So again, kind of the same idea as before. I don't really want to go and fight too much when I just took Baron, because again, we have a lot of gold in pocket. So over there, we get a pick. Again, I want recall. I want recall. Not the reason why I want to recall. So I'm gonna explain it here. So we get Baron. Right? Every one of us is Baron. If we stay on the map, kind of create some camps and stuff like that, and then we're gonna recall later because obviously we want to spend our gold and we don't want to fight with 2k gold in pocket. What's this gonna mean is that your team is already all the way like in the middle of the mid lane. They are already pushing out. They are doing stuff. They're sieging the turret, stuff like that. So they are kind of bound to get to die creating and stuff like that, right? So that's another reason we really kind of want to look to be in sync with our team. To be in sync with your team, so we are kind of ready to impact the map at the same time, right? So we are kind of not staggering our team and kind of delaying their use of the pressure. Look to be in sync with the team with Baron.
Yeah. I like after Baron taking like my topside camps because they're all up, so I can get maximum gold if possible.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's it's always going to be situational. But for example, in this game, yeah, let's see actually, what's the DMP price? It's going to be like 1800. Yeah, so we do get it. Okay, so yeah, this is really good. Now we can go back to meeting our team there. Yep, now awesome. We get the DMP. So yep, that's really good. We don't create for any more stuff there. But yeah. So I was gonna talk about Baron macro, and I'm gonna talk about it right now. I'm gonna pull up League minimap. What's my pen called? Epic pen. So this is also gonna kind of talk about why I want to use the second herald on the side lane instead of mid lane. So the reason why I want to use Herald on the side lane instead of mid lane is because at the laning phase or during the laning phase, what's going to happen? Like we have people here, the top lane is on the top side, someone is here, and someone is on the bot side, right? Because it's usually still around the laning phase or whatever. Whatever. So what's going to happen is that if you do summon the Herald of the mid lane, these guys have a lot easier time to rotate here, right? So they can rotate from bot and top. It's kind of really easy for them to walk and defend the push, right? But if we do use it on the top side instead, it's a lot harder for this guy on the bottom side to rotate to the top side, right? So that immediately removes one player from the defend, of the ability to defend. And the other thing is, if this guy does decide to rotate, then we get opportunity to maybe free hit this turret or maybe free hit the mid turret or stuff like that. But the most important reason why you don't usually want to use it on the mid lane, if you do get some kills, we can usually just force down the mid turret anyway. So if you do use it on the top side, and the mid lane decides to rotate to defend, then we get to free hit this turret. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah,
So
I
yeah, we
understand the
basically want
idea.
to use the side lanes to draw people from mid to rotate to defend. And this also applies to Baron play. The reason we kind of siege turrets in League, it's not that we just, oh, let's hard force, like dive them onto the turrets. That's not what we do. What we do is we pressure the side lane and draw people from the mid lane. So while they are rotating, they obviously cannot defend the turrets, they cannot hit the minions, and they run into a risk of getting caught in rotation. So while we are sieging in League, we actually just want to create scenarios where we get to free hit the turrets instead of just forcing them down. So we have to kind of play it really slow with Baron and kind of wait for people to rotate, and then we can get to free hit the turrets and stuff like that. But yeah, we basically play around the waves and just wait for people to rotate. Because if they just stay mid, then obviously someone is just going to be able to push out top turrets for free. But yeah, long story short, we always want to push at least 2 waves with Baron. But yeah, here we have people on 3 waves. So again, we have to play it slow. We want to play it slow, especially when we have 2 players on the side lanes. Unless someone is matching here, I don't really want to go too aggressive on the mid lane here. For example, here you can see how Lissandra is about to get the free hit the turret on the top side, but the reason she's not able to do so already is because this Ornn wasn't patient enough to wait for the wave to come here. So we kind of have to play around the wave pressure with Baron to make the game so much easier. Wow, this guy is just running fucking circles around you. Okay, we do catch him. Alright, awesome. Okay. Yep, and now we already 2 turrets down with this Baron play, already really big. Well, also one more thing about the Baron play or the tier 2 side lane Baron play is that the side lane tier 2 grants you 600 gold. So that's double the gold to mid tier 2 and tier 1 turrets. So this one gives 300, 300, 300. This one gives 300, and the side lanes give 600 gold each. So that's why we always want to take the side lane turrets as well.
Tier 2s?
Yeah, tier 2s, the mid turrets, the middle
The-
turrets when the 3 turrets. So tier 1 is the
yeah, I
first
didn't
one.
know.
Yeah, tier 2, tier 3. Yep. This actually, look how much gold this gives you. 17 plus 50. This basically gives you 0 gold. So the tier 3 turrets
Yeah.
give the least gold. It gives 550 global gold to everyone, so it's not that impactful, yeah. But yeah. So now again, we want to play around top check there. What I want next, I want to kind of, I want to get the second tier 2. Again, because of the 600G. So that's kind of how I form my play around Baron. I want to just work towards getting the tier 2s. Yep. Where did I put this? Again, Akala is dead, no biggie. We can just go for it. Maybe okay. So this is we don't want to be again this khazix. He's jumping into 5 people, trying to steal a trade. If he dies here, which is pretty likely, is he jumping into 5 people? I think we just end the game here with Baron at the mid pushed in. Okay, we don't actually do it. Okay, we do get the bottom tier 2. So again, we do at least get the tier 2. Again, this Baron play has been massive for us. We have gotten 2 tier 2s. Actually, 3 tier 2s. So we have gotten at least 3.5k gold value out of this play with the minion waves and the turrets alone. So really good stuff. So again, let's see, maybe we can get an inhib, and then what we can do the classic, just walk down the super minions into win the game strategy here. So let's see. Again, probably don't want to fight them by the time they spawn again. Again, because they have died or they have been in base, they have spent their gold. Meanwhile, we have a lot of gold in pocket. Let's see, it is a 4v5, but again, we are the ones who have to dive, and we have a lot of gold in pocket. Yep, let's run away, let's reset.
Oh, greedy me.
Yeah. But yep, we do end up resetting with the team, so good. Oh, no mind. Let's see. But again, this pick is kind of meaningless. So even if you do get this pick again, it's kind of a huge risk. Maybe they come and collapse and stuff like that. We have one member not here at all, and if it goes bad, we just end up giving so much while gaining very little if you do end up pulling this off. Let's see. Okay, I really want the recall. Okay, now we do end up recalling. Awesome. So now again, now we are so close to Baron. I think we just wait for Baron. Again, just hit your camps. No objective up, nothing to fight over. Baron up is 1 minute. Okay, perfect time to hit some camps. Yep. Just waiting for the on to come back. Do get the Sterax. Awesome. Again, this guy in a really bad position. We don't want to be this guy, but
Yeah,
he's
he
not
drew
thinking
the
about
game.
River being an aggressive option at all. He's just going in, man. Yeah. Yeah, I think we should end the game here.
Yeah, I really like playing for 3 inhibs instead of 2 because it's less riskier, you know?
Yep,
If you
three
get three
inhibs is a
inhibs,
really it's a really easy way to
it's
win the game
like
of time.
guaranteed win.
Yeah, you just walk down with the super minions. There's not much people can do against it. But yep, this is the game. Let's see. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give you some learning objectives now. So these are the main things I want you to focus on in your future games. So first of all, definitely the recalls. I just want you to look to recall as soon as possible when you have a lot of gold. Look to recall as soon as possible with 1500 G plus. So that's a really important thing, definitely, because we find ourselves fighting with a lot of gold a lot this game, and I don't want it to become a trend you do a lot, because it's just so easy to throw the game because you are actually not nearly as strong as you think you are because you just don't have the gold in pocket, right?
Yeah.
Um, let's see what else. The really good thing about this game is how we utilize the khazix showing on the map. So that's also another thing I want you to keep on doing. Uh, explore options, explore options. When jungler shows elsewhere. Because again, like we have freedom on the map, so it's really good what we did. For example, Khazix shows up, we can like immediately look at bot lane. Okay, maybe I can dive this stuff like that. Really good stuff there. I love that, and that's what I want you to keep doing. What else? What else? Oh yeah, this one definitely. This one. Always check the line before deciding on when to gank because you just kind of did like, okay, I'm coming now, and then you just went there and okay, the gank worked out. But again, that's not as replicable as just looking for the lane and kind of recognizing the good things and the bad things about the play. Okay, what makes this a bad play? What makes this a good play? Stuff like that. Um, Look at the lane before deciding to gank it. So definitely this one is a big one. So these are the three big ones I'd like you to focus on in your future games. But that's pretty much for the bot. Do you have any questions about anything?
Hmm. Well, maybe. What do you think about the build? Should I go more like Gore Drinker and Black Cleaver?
I think you just do what you what you like to do or what you are most comfortable with. So again, as we talked about with champion mastery, we also want to build kind of item mastery within the champion. So I just like you to stick to pretty much one core build. So for example, if you're playing the Eclipse a lot, just stick to Eclipse, and you can go, for example, I think Eclipse in the Black Cleaver is a really solid kind of build path. So for example, I just like you to keep it as simple as possible. I don't really need you to kind of look to min max and whatnot. Just like keep it really simple. The build is usually not the thing losing you games. It's gonna be something else, right? But if you just go stick with the same build all the time, it's just gonna help you kind of build that confidence with your power spikes and stuff, right? So just stick to the
Yeah.
same stuff, I think. I don't really care about what you build as long as you're comfortable with what you build. So for example, I wouldn't switch up my build as much. Just keep it simple, right?
Yeah.
But yep. So if there's nothing else, that's pretty much it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna send you these notes right now, and I'm gonna upload this to YouTube, and I'm gonna link it to you later. So what I want you to do is just look it over again, just to make sure something sticks. But again, the main takeaways from this game, it's gonna be these three learning objectives I just gave you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you for
Pretty
bringing
good.
the
Yeah.